it doesn't matter what the capabilities are, how fantastic the UI is, and how quick and easy you can access information and get in touch with people. You have to be able to kind of do that within the controls of IT in terms of security, reliability, data prevention, data loss prevention, and so on. And this is something that we've never really took our eye off. It's something that we are actually really good at, and we've made a lot of strides in that as well. And so we'll touch on those things as well. So let's kind of get started with the devices piece of it. This is a slide that you probably, I think in some version or the other, you saw it in Kevin's session. He talked about kind of how Windows is really a no-compromise operating system, and that's really true. A lot of people, based on kind of what they're used to, they like keyboards and mice, they like touch. I personally, I like keyboard usage because I'm just faster to type. My handwriting speed has just deteriorated over the last 10 years, ever since I left college. But the core point is, it doesn't really matter whether you like keyboards and mice, whether you like touch. The operating system really, and the devices that are coming out that we're coming out with, they're all accommodate to that. And in most cases, each one of us would probably prefer one type of input for certain scenarios. In other scenarios, you would prefer a touch. And that's really the beauty of it. You don't have to sacrifice one for the other. You can actually do both, right? And it's not just necessarily only a consumer, nice fancy apps to consume the information. It's also an operating system and a set of devices that actually allow you to create information and create insights and not necessarily have to have multiple phones or multiple devices to kind of do different things, which is really key. And the same concept we've kind of taken into our Office applications as well. And I'll touch very briefly, you'll see the slide build on a number of things. One is, when you think of applications, I mean, I personally actually use a Windows 8 machine, this is a Samsung Series 7 slate. This is not my slate, but I have the similar one. I've had that for about a year now. And I used it initially with Windows 7 and Office 2010, Outlook 2010 and so on. Who here has tried a slate device with Office 2010 applications here? Right? Few people here. So I'm going to ask you to give me your candid opinion. What was your experience using a touch device and Office 2010 applications?
It was awkward. It seemed like it was too small. You didn't have enough room to work.
Perfect. Yes, exactly. You were really polite, by the way. Thank you for that. I would have positioned it differently outside of this event. But you're absolutely right. And the reason for that, the reason it was awkward, the reason it was not really that great an experience at the end of the day, is not because the application was deficient. Office 2010 was a phenomenal application. It was just the fact that it was not optimized for touch-enabled devices. So if it was designed for keyboards and mice as the way you input it and control the application, when you suddenly have fat fingers and then try to use it on a screen that's this size, it is not optimized for that, and you actually end up being frustrated in many cases, right? And so what we've done with the new set of applications, on premises or through the cloud services, is really optimize them for touch devices. And so you saw Kevin kind of talk about the touch button on, I think he was using PowerPoint, if I'm not mistaken. But every application actually has a mode where you can kind of switch easily at a touch of a finger into a touch mode, where all the UI then gets optimized for touch. You'll see icons that get bigger. You'll see the most often used features kind of get highlighted in a separate key like a menu that pops up. And that's really meant from, and this is based on tons of research that we've done over years, that is really optimized for that touch experience. And so now you will see that Office 2013 and the corresponding cloud services are really designed from the ground up for that device. You'll also see that a lot of the Windows applications, and we saw a ton of the Windows applications in the keynote, there are a lot of applications that already exist and line of business applications that you can write within your own enterprises that actually really use that Windows 8 application, method to kind of make data, make insights more consumable. You'll see in the screenshot here that this is really a financial kind of business management application. You can really make core details visible to the end user when it's more of a consumption mode. And all the data is actually coming from possibly SharePoint, which is back-ended into a SQL server and all that. So all their infrastructure doesn't necessarily change, but the way you consume that and bring it to the end user actually changes. And now this is really a fantastic example of how you create applications that are designed for consumption without necessarily sacrificing the ability to actually create more robust applications and capabilities that actually allow people to create new content and not